growing in your stomach, and it's like incubating and developing, and so you need to nurture it so much. Flat Out is like about to be in kindergarten, so it's like on his, you know, it's a big kid and it's doing its thing, and it doesn't even need me anymore actually. But my vending machine company is my baby, and I really am working hard to just like birth it to the way that I want to. It's, you know, it's in the works, and hopefully this year, first quarter of next year, I'll have everything going. I've got accepted into an accelerator program in Ohio, so I'll be doing that.
Okay.
And building up some new people on my team. So it is, and the website is solutionsvending.com. So that's, you know, that's my baby. I definitely love Flat Out for sure, but when I think about like what am I really working to birth, it's that.
Nice. And now that probably caught some people off guard because they're seeing, you know, Flat Out of the Hills. They're seeing the success that you're having with it. They're probably like, yeah, that has to be her baby. That has to be her favorite. But you just bust some bubbles, and it's real. It's real. So, you know, I want to ask you this question. How is it balancing, you know, business life and your personal life? Is it a struggle? Because I know you're working, you have multiple businesses that you're running, and you know you still have that freedom to take away when you need to. But how is it balancing business life and personal life?
It's not. I don't have any. For me, like, it's not challenging for me. Everything kind of blends in together. So I would say there's no true balance whether there's the scale business is on one side and personal on another side, because they're very much so intertwined where there's no exact balance. But I do get my personal time. I do have an identity in a life separate from business. That's why I literally have 3 businesses, and I'm not defined by any of them. So I do have my identity as who I am, as opposed to some people, their whole identity is tied up into one thing, or like one particular business, or they're just so like it consumes them. I'm not a workaholic, and it doesn't consume me. If I don't feel like doing something, I don't do it. But I mean, I do know there are responsibility things that come along with that, so I have to manage my time. But I really do what I want. I feel like I wake up and I do what I want, and every day, you know, sometimes I do things that I don't want. I'm not saying I don't do things that I don't want, but overall I do what I want. And if I don't want to do it, it's necessary to get to a goal of that I do want, so it's not a problem. Because at the end of the day, I know like what I'm working for and what I want for my life overall. So there's no true balance, but like I definitely make time for me. I put me first above everything. I put me first above everything and everybody. Because if I'm not good, nothing else is going to be good. Even as me being a parent, I don't put my daughter first before me. Because if something's wrong with me and I put her first, I can't take care of her. I don't put my business before I put me, because if I'm not right, the business is not going to be taken care of. So I have to be good.
Yep.
Then when I'm good, everybody's good.
That's right. Now, I wanted to ask you this question. You know, a lot of, you know, people in the entrepreneurial world, in the business world, they have their philosophy of jack of all trades, master of none. You know, how do you feel about that philosophy, that statement, those words? I mean, you do multiple things and you're great at it. So how do you feel about that jack of all trades, master of none philosophy?
What they say is, the quote is, a fool is a jack of all trades and a master of nothing. And I agree with that. Because if you are good at a whole bunch of things, you're not great at anything, you're never going to be the best. I'm good at a lot of things. I'm great at a handful of things, because it takes 10,000 hours to be great at something.
That's right.
And so in the time of my life, since I've had some years to put in on this, I've spent 10,000 hours on several things that I've become great at, they're great skills. But if you're only good at something and somebody else is great, who's going to get the job over you? Who's going to get the contract over you? Who's going to get the business over you if you're good and they're great?
Mm-hmm.
So I really believe in focusing. So it's okay to be good at several things, but even with my business, I'm good at every part of my business. I'm good at. I can operate it. I can do it. I can do customer service. I can design shoes. I can do social media. I can do fulfillment. But there's experts that do those things because they're great at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so important to put people in position that are great, and you focus on what you're going to be great at, and you can just be good at enough to communicate with the people that are great, if you understand what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
I think that I don't think that a jack of all trades is a good thing. I mean, because you're going to be hustling and working your whole life. If you're great at something, you can build up something and then retire and be done because you're so good at it. I mean, you're so great at it.
Yes.
So I mean, that's all this. I tell people this all the time. A fool is a jack of all trades and a master of nothing.
Yes.
Master something. Master one thing and be the very best at that.
Yes. Now you talked about that 10,000 hours. Another great book, Outliers. If you haven't read that, everyone, go check it out. Outliers is definitely another amazing book if you haven't read it. So we are getting close to the end of the time for the show. Few more questions. So you've been honored, for your businesses, Flat Out of Hills being one of them, by countless organizations. What was your favorite honor? Like, what was the one company that it just really blew you away that they honored you?
I think so. It wasn't exactly an honor, I just, what comes to my mind, immediately, I just don't want to, everything that I have ever received was, so, I'm so grateful and I appreciate it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yes,
but there's
definitely
certain things that I wanted, in my mind, I wanted to get these things. So I really wanted to get, 40 under 40 in Miami, so that was great. I would look and say, I want to get invited to the White House. And I want to not just be there. I don't want to go to the White House. I've never been to the White House taking a visitor tour. I don't want to go do a visitor tour. I want to get invited. Mm-hmm. I want to go and do something important,
Yes.
And so I got invited 3 times
wow.
this year, which was amazing. Went and was speaking on a round table. It was a very small round table with 12 people, some of the top. It was amazing to be there and to be able to speak on behalf of women entrepreneurs and at this round table. So it wasn't it wasn't an award,
mm-hmm.
but it was wow, of all the people you could have invited to talk and give their opinion and their thoughts and represent Black women entrepreneurs, you invited me. So that was really big, for me. And then when I got invited to speak at the United States of Women this year, which was an amazing opportunity, that was great. And then the first thing that came to my mind was my very first award I ever got, and it was just by my peers. So it was the Movers and Shakers Award in Columbus, Ohio, so many years ago, and it was the first time anybody ever acknowledged me for something and moving and shaking, and I still have that little trophy that they gave me 15 years ago, and it still means a lot to me because it's the first.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll never forget those guys who gave me that award because they've seen something in me that probably they just were they believed in me early, and that was so cool too.
That is amazing. Now, please let everyone know how they can reach you, your website, social media, wherever they can find you to connect with you and to definitely invest in your properties, buy your products.
Yes, for sure. You can check me out. I'm on all social media under Dawn Dickson, Dickson, and then my business, Flat Out of Heels, flatoutotheels.com, and Flat Out of Heels on social media. And my vending machine company, my baby, is solutionsvending.com. Solutions with a S, vending.com. So check that out when you get a chance, everyone.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Dawn. Now, in traditional Business Blitz fashion, we end each and every show with these two questions for all of our entrepreneurs, our business owners, our business professionals. So you're not going to get off without answering these questions either. So the questions are, what is your favorite quote, and what is the best piece of advice that you can give an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur?
My favorite quote is, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win.
Gandhi.
By Gandhi.
Mm-hmm.
It's just great. Like, this is exactly how it works. People ignore you, then they laugh at you. You're doing something different, disruptive. Then they fight you, because like, oh my God, wait a minute. They're doing something different. I want to fight against this. It might threaten me, but then you win. It's in the end, if you stay true to yourself, you always win. I do believe that strongly, and that's what I live my life by. It doesn't matter. I don't need validation from anybody. I stay true to myself, and I'm always win in the end. My favorite.
What is
quote, and what's the other thing?
The other question is, what is the best piece of advice you can give an entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur?
I mean, the best piece of advice that I could give, period, in life, entrepreneur life, relationships, anything, is trust yourself. Listen to that voice within you, the source that is you, that is all-knowing, that has the plan for your life, but we don't always listen. There's a voice that you should always listen to. So even with entrepreneurship, like, trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. You are the only one that really can see your idea through. People tell me so many conflicting things about my companies. What they think is, this is good, this is not good, I should do this, I shouldn't do this. And at the end of the day, I have to trust what I really feel and listen to me. And I have to, when I listen to myself, trust myself, I'm not wrong. When I go against my better judgment, what I really feel, it's always a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
So trust yourself.
Yes. That is something I was actually just talking about with some of my mentees, and that's in a school setting. When you're taking that test and you start second guessing it, always trust your gut. Just go with what you felt first. Just go with it and just live with the results of that. But Dawn, I thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us on Business Blitz and sharing a little bit about yourself. It was a great pleasure. It was. I'm excited. I'm still excited because I've been baby stalking you for a while. So this was awesome for me. So Dawn,
baby stalking me.
Yeah, I've been baby stalking. And you know what? With like social media on Instagram, a lot of people have their auto likes set up on their account. So, with certain keywords pop up, certain hashtags, they'll like your picture, your post automatically. And I was sitting there for a while, and I saw your name a few times, and I'm like, I wonder if she's auto liking. I don't know. So
Yes, I have bots.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us do. But then it was like a couple times where it was like I didn't put any hashtags, and you liked it. I'm like, oh, I think she actually liked my picture. Yo, I'm the man. Yo, yes.
You're funny.
So I felt really accomplished. Like, no hashtags, and I still got a like. Yes. God is good. You're
funny. Yes, that's right. I do like what you're posting. I do like it.
Dawn, I thank you so much. I definitely had fun. And yes, I will be reading the book, The 4 Agreements. And I will be getting back to you about it. Definitely.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I look forward to hearing from you about what you think about the book and hearing from any of